And go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Faces for Autism Streaming with Love Telethon. I'm Jacob Hackett, your host. Every, I've been fortunate enough to speak with teachers, administrators, people who have worked in the autism community, my family, my friends, and, and this next guest. If it weren't for this telethon, I don't know how we would have reunited all these years ago. He was one of my aides, and if any of you are watching this excuse me, Atlanta County Special Services, and you worked on the high school side, you may remember this next guest. Welcome. I am so happy that we got this interview scheduled, taken care of. Thank you, Ron Dorsey, Paul Torres. Thank you for being here. It is, as I said, it is so nice to see you. Uh, when I was doing this, just so everyone knows, I was thinking, who would be a good candidate to do this? And I'm thinking, I wonder if Paul Torres is still around. So I reached out to Ron Dorsey, whose interview you saw earlier. He said he would be a fantastic candidate. So, Ron, thank you very much. He gave me his contact, and here we are.
Here we are, and I just thank you for having me. Um, it's always a great time just talking to you, Jacob. Many years ago, you and I first united or first came together at Atlanta County Special Services, and that job as well. Thank you, Ron Dorsey and Jason Dorsey, two people that worked at Atlanta County that got me involved into the field of working with not only children but adults as well, um, that are in the special needs or that may have some challenges that the rest of us don't have. Um, and it's been a fantastic journey up until this point. I am so grateful, and I also feel blessed to be in this community and to be part of the community. Um, Meeting Jacob many years ago was truly a really I guess a foreshadowing to what my future was going to be in this field. Um, when you get to work with people as special as Jacob was, with this personality and a smile and all that love that he gives, you really realize that it's not really so challenging to work with this population if you give the same amount of love back. And for me and my team, working with children on the spectrum on a daily basis.
And yeah, and you know how still to this day, as I said in the open, it's been 8 years. I'm thankful for Ron, for Jason, still keeping me posted. I asked how you were. They would tell me, "Oh, he's fine." And we would keep in touch with each other. Nothing like it was now. So yeah, it's nice to finally sit here and do a Zoom with you and talk about your experiences working in the community and much more. So as you stated in the open, and I'm going to have you elaborate just a little bit. Tell us like some of your, and I have a lot of them too, and we'll start sharing memories working at ACSSD.
Well, when I first got to Atlanta County Special Services, the first student learner um, that I worked with was Michael Clarico. Um, awesome, awesome kid. Um, had a few different challenges to him. You know, he was Michael is wheelchair bound, I believe, multiple sclerosis. And then not to put all that out there, we might want to exit that name out, Jake. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll check with that. But yeah, go on, keep going.
Yeah, you may have to edit me up a little bit here. But Mikey Clerical, and just getting to know like him and his family, and you know, all of the special the special things that he liked to do. Spanish music and every type of music you can figure out. Shortly thereafter, I met Jacob and started working with Jacob almost on a daily basis. Um, I would help Jacob to use the bathroom. I remember, you know, the first time I ever had a system, and we used some special equipment for that, and we had to get used to it together. It wasn't the easiest thing, but again, another challenge that we got better at.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, it was like in people that are watching this, the autism community, you've seen how technology has grown. And I'm not saying that you and I didn't know what we were doing. We just had to figure it out ourselves. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
one of the reasons why you and I work so well together is because we we found something and then it was how does this work? And we have to figure it
yeah,
out. And
yeah.
I will yeah, go ahead.
We also work together in physical therapy, which I know sometimes I had to push you a little bit harder than maybe some other people would push you, or maybe a little bit less. You know, we found a way there too, where we 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 were able to give each other enough energy to go ahead and do better than we did the day before, whether that was you or me, because I know, you know, things is to know, to be in the know about not only the person that you're working with and their disabilities, but also about the things that they like to do and the people that they are. Because if you can do mesh both of them together effectively, then the sky is the limit for our kids and our adults alike that we help. Um, and then that's the wrap of it of Atlantic County Special Services. Was one of your memories, Jacob?
Oh, what? Oh, God, God, I have so many memories. You know, as I, we had a lot of fun together over that year, and I'm not trying to sit. I'm not going to sit here, and I'm not going to dwell. But, but you guys, I mean, you guys in the afternoons. I'm not going to name names. But my mornings at ACIT, which some of you know I went there, it, I, the person that I was working with wasn't the nicest nor brightest crayon in the box. And you guys, the whole team, Kay, Jeannie, who I still keep in touch with to this day, uh, you and all the other staff in the room. It was just, it's just it's a warm, welcoming feeling, and that's what I look forward to my afternoons.
Yeah, and we, you know, the best part of that as well is we look forward to you coming there. So again, when you make that connection with the people that you work with, be it if you are the student slash learner or the um, aide slash behavior therapist or a teacher, whoever, whatever position or role that you're filling, um, if you can make that connection and everyone is really enjoying themselves, it makes learning a lot easier. It makes physical therapy a lot easier. It makes whatever other responsibilities and challenges that we have and that we're going to face a lot easier and a seamless transition to do and get done because everyone is on the same page wanting to get better every day. Um, I just a very very awesome feeling, and I gotta tell you, each and every day that you go to work,
Yeah, and I I agree with you. I mean, for those of you that are employees of ACSSD, you all know how I feel about you. All know how you and you know Paul is not the first. I should say former employee of ACSD that I've had on. You're there for the kid, and that's why now young adult in my world. But uh, you're there for them, and I was like we said, I was lucky to have a relationship with all of you as I did, and now we've all become friendly with each other. Yeah, so there was just that, and you can agree with me that feeling of home, that you all cared.
absolutely being sincere, and I guess anybody that's in our field, anyone, it takes a special person to work with special people. Less energetic than others, so it's okay to do this or that. No, everyone it's not. But what I am saying is that when you're in this field and you're working with these incredible students, learners, adults, and other people and associates as well, is that your life will be a whole lot easier when you really get to know them and start that connection with them. The pairing process, um, which is for those of us that don't know what pairing is when you get to know your learner, your student, um, that's not an easy task for everyone, right? There's sometimes you're gonna feel like you don't want to do it, or you're in pain, or certain movements that aren't as successful as other movements that you're participating in, and it's challenging. Well, when you're paired with your one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle when it comes to working in this field and working alongside anyone is being paired, um, because you need to know about that person and know what brings them joy and laughter and what things that they may not be that great at or that good at, and it is challenging to a point where maybe it can hinder their progress. But with the right people and the right connection and the right pairing process between themselves and their one-on-one, or themselves and their teacher, physical therapist, whoever that may be, the potential seems to always come out. They raise their standards for you. A learner will try and go harder for you, just as they see you going harder for them and inspiring and motivating them and moving them along because everyone knows it makes each other better. Definitely a team concept.
Oh God, yeah. And uh, yeah, you hit some very good points in my first question. Um, if you're not a team player, things are not going to work well. If
No.
you don't put things together, um, if you're not caring enough to do the job, it's not going to work.
Yeah. The balance. You got to have the balance of, the insight of knowing the personality and the things how you can push and how hard you can push, whether that be academically, physically, um, in any aspect of that student's life or that learner's life, and how hard you can push is a big deal because we're looking for progress. The same way that I'll get up every morning and hit a morning routine to look for progress in my own life is the same way that that learner, be it I use Jacob as the example right now, nearly every day wanted to get better, but some days he might have that little low. Well, that's where he depends on me to come in and say, "Hey, let's go. Let's get this together today. It's time to get moving." All right. I don't want to do something some days either, but you push me to do them. So now it's my turn to push me. And
Yeah, and
but
yeah, and we've all had those days. I mean, anyone watching this, uh, God, we've all had them. Uh, and I just, before I move on to the next question, I just have to give a shout out to you yourself because uh, in the middle of in the middle of I think it was March of 2014, my assistant left out of the blue. Uh, told us I'm not coming back here, and and I thank you still to this day. You stepped up and you took two of us, and you know where this is about to go. You took two of us, and I mean I was grateful for that because I I know the school doesn't let people hang uh, low or but but I was thankful that it didn't take them to say, "Oh, we'll put somebody brand new in here just for the afternoons." No, you took it upon yourself to make sure the job was done. And my next question for those of our viewers watching tonight, give people a sense of what's bread. Oh, what is bread? Bread.
Jacob, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, just so you know, the first question I didn't fully get either. So if I didn't hit it on the head,
Well, you got it. You gave me the answer I was looking. You got it. You gave me the answer.
difficulties.
Yeah, we're gonna soldier through it just like we used to soldier through things in school. Next, you see, I haven't lost my sense of humor either.
I see that. I see that. All right. So question number two, because I didn't get off question number
I,
one, just for the record.
I, we're having technical difficulties. I'm really gonna have to edit this one, but that's okay. Uh, question two, for those of us watching, like give people, because I know you were gone from the area for a while.
Yes.
You left me. Well, you didn't leave me. You left the school. Uh, like give people like when you came back to the area. Did you know like this is still what you wanted to do?
Well, let me put it like this. When I left the area, obviously it was moving on to another part of a career that I had just recently left. It was a good opportunity for me, um, but at the same time, I've always been stretched with, I guess the best way to put it is to have fulfillment in life as well. Now, a lot of times in the field that we work in, um, opportunities arise, um, but they're when you're in the school system, it's a little bit different. So I had left and pursued a different career that I was already involved in. When I came back to the area, I'm going to bring up the name again, Ron Dorsey, who knew that I always wanted to be in this field. That's what I wanted to do. And at the time, I was a young guy. I was 27, 28 years old, um, in the field, and I left to go into back into my more lucrative career. At the same time, feeling empty, okay, because it's not as fulfilling and as service giving as what we do, in the special needs field, autism spectrum, so forth and so on. So I'm gonna go back to Ron Dorsey on this one, who once I got back to the area, he um, he actually said, "Hey, there's a company that's out there that I just started working for. It's Brett Denovi and Associates. Well, these guys actually really do take care of their associates as well, and you can actually, feed your family and make a lucrative, life as well as helping people." Which is very difficult to do in this day and age. We know, like the financial markets, how many people actually get helped? You know, in the service area, a lot of times it's hard to make the living, but you're helping a lot of people. So, when you're thinking about things, you taking the financial route and helping less people, maybe having a more lucrative income. So when I came back to the area, Ron Dorsey said, "Look, I know how much you love this field. I have the perfect opportunity for you, and you won't have to worry about being able to feed your family at the same time." See, someone like me, I went to college, but I didn't finish my college degree. And a lot of places is where if you're working for the school system and you don't have a financial, or if you don't have a college degree, you're really not going to be, making an income that you can live off of. So I said to Ron, I said, "Well, what does it entail?" He goes, "Look, this guy Brett, he's a really special dude. You go in there, you nail the interview. They're not really gonna go ahead and say, well, you need a degree for this position, although it's preferred. So you just go be you, and the guy knows how to read people, and he knows special people when he sees them." This is what Ron said to me. So I went into the interview and I explained to him, you know, in the interview that I had worked at Atlantic County Special Services, this and that, and my train of thought. And then he asked me, and there was a panel interview, a couple other people in the interview, group interview, and he asked me a series of questions. And again, one of my strong points is talking, so um, I had a, as Jacob knows, so I had a really good interview, and Brett took a liking to me,
That's that's great. I mean, as I said in your open with I said in your open with me, uh, we hadn't seen each other for a long time, and and you put yourself out there. And as Paul just told you, one of his strong points and mine is talking. So we're very community oriented based people and want to help people in any way possible. But it's it's just the nature of the way people are, and and you're hearing it from someone who has, I'm going to use this expression, walk the walk, and shown us, okay, I was an aide, now I want to come back, but do something more, give even more back than I already did beforehand.
Now, can you hear me? Because you're signing on my end.
Oh, uh, I, give, I said you came back to the area and you wanted to give back to the community even more than what you had done beforehand with school.
Well, absolutely. So when I got back to the area and Ron had notified me about Brett Novi, I don't know if you heard everything that I had just said because the technology is going in and out of us. There's plenty of people that you can help, and again, we need to take this into an account. Is that Brett also takes care of his employees and allows them to be able to work in this field and still be able to feed their family. So, which is a very, very important thing. We need more companies and we need the school system to be sure that they pay their employees a really livable or above livable wage for taking care of human life, because it's important. And we would have a lot more people in the field being able to do that if if that human life is always valued because it's very, very important. So with that being said, yeah, since I've been back into the field, I help as many people as possible, and my mindset changed to being, you know, where when I was in my 20s, sure, I was living more on the outside in, meaning that, the material thing paid. You had to supply this for your family and do this and do that and have this and have that, to the point now I only live inside out. And the more people that you help, the more all that other stuff is going to come to you anyway. So service is how you receive, and that's what I try to do every single day of my life. I do work long hours. Fortunately, my family and my fiance and my family here with me, they know that I'm on this mission, and I find a good balance in my life to go ahead and continue to strive to do those things, not only for my family, but also for the people that I support. But I'm also working in a school district as well, Jacob. I don't know if we're allowed to say where online again. So, I'm not sure the rules.
You know, you know, people who are watching this and give back, and that's the point of tonight's telethon. Give back to the people. Faces need your help. I came on and gave you numbers to dial, Venmo to donate to. I told you my personal story with the Field of Dreams. I told you all of my life, who I've worked for, who's helped me, and we're look and you're looking live on screen of someone that did help me, and he helped me tremendously. So if you can give $5, if you can give $500, Faces needs, these organizations need your help.
I agree absolutely. Um, there are a lot of people that do give, and if it's possible to give, let's make it happen. because what you're seeing today is a very special thing that took a lot of special effort from an incredible student over there, incredible person, Jacob, and everybody else who participated in this. Be it if you're giving interviews or you helped to set this event up, you're taking place in the event, you sponsored the event, whatever your role was. This is a very it's a very important community to assist and to support. These guys have so much potential. These guys and gals have so much potential, um, and are just fantastic people. Um, I couldn't say enough. I can't say enough about the the gratitude that I can just give for knowing these guys, and also the people that work with this population as well. I can't say enough about it. I really can't. I do want to mention Jacob because we had talked about this in the interview, or before the interview, and it might be into your third question. Uh, is that in my life I live with my son, daily, who's on the autism spectrum. Um, and I guess being in the field, and my fiance, she is also in the field. Um, it's just it's this isn't just someone who is working in this field. This is someone who lives it every day as well. And I gotta say, living it every day it only gets better every single day. Watching the people that support us, supporting my son, um, not only that, but us supporting my son and the people supporting the people that support him. I can't say it enough. The pairing process and everyone on that same page. Daily life isn't what some people would consider easy. For me, it's like it's daily life. What are you gonna do? This is what it is, and it's just like getting or helping or supporting anyone else, typical or non-typical, right? Whether they're in the population of the autism spectrum or special needs, to if they're not and they will be considered a typical teenager. um you know it's a wonderful morning, it's a wonderful day, it's a wonderful routine every single day, just like any other family. And I think that it's enabled us to just give more love, where some people may take that for granted daily. For us, it's like, wow, he just want more love. And you know what? We give more love. He gives more love, and I think it's really important to be noted. Um, it's really important as well to be aware that a lot of families out there are facing challenging and difficult times, um, especially in this field. Uh, Fortunately for like Jacob and I, we have really strong supportive families, and that being that myself, I'm in the field, my fiance is in the field, we have a wonderful community around us, and we are fortunate enough to be able to work every day and be essential workers in those things. There's a lot of people out there right now that are having a difficult time, um, as we all have, right, with this with some of the things that we faced over the past year. But
You're here to tell the story.
that can you still hear me, Jacob?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
not only are you get friends, not only are you getting the story of someone who is so driven, so giving, but you're also getting the other side, which not many, which you have to be extremely comfortable in giving, and that's the parental side of the story. You also have a parent sitting here with me tonight, willing to tell his story, willing to say, I have a child with you on the autism spectrum, and this is the way we live our lives. This is the way. And you need more people, such as Paul, such as myself, to open up, to not be afraid of the things inside of you, to say, this is my story, let's tell the story.
Yeah, I love it, Jake. And with that being said, it's really something like being out at a supermarket and having my son shop with me and having people come up to me and saying, "Oh, you are so good with them," and I'm look at them and I just want to say, and I do say thank you, but my mind tells me I'm going to say, "He's so good with me." I mean, I don't. It doesn't always equivalate with me that my son is on the spectrum. The dude is one of the coolest dudes out there. Like he's got a great personality. Sure, he has some challenges, but don't we all have challenges? Don't we all have moments where we feel like
Thank you for saying that because I came out and said it tonight. We all have challenges, people. We are not perfect human beings. Uh, you and Paul gave a perfect example, something I would have never even thought of. The supermarket. You're out there and you see people. Hey, I might be different than you. You might be different than me, but we're all in this together, and that is why Isabel Mosca, myself, Alyssa Sullivan, my other co-host Nick Pittman, M- Michelle Dawn Mooney. If that's why we sat here 3 weeks ago on Zoom and said, let's do a telethon because more people in this world need to be uh, equipped, need to know how to deal with people on the spectrum because I'll tell you, to be honest, people think that it is the scariest thing in the world dealing with someone on the autism spectrum, and it's not.
no, it really isn't. And I think that I also think that people are a little intimidated of anyone who has challenges, right? But we tend to forget that we all have challenges. Right? Because of all things that have transpired over the past year. Now is everybody faces a little bit of that. Ooh, what am I supposed to feel right now when I'm out? Right? Everyone is facing that. Everyone is facing when you go to a restaurant. Everyone is facing um, and I think it's very important to remember we all have those challenges, right? Like um, I try to get the people that because so many people across the country and the globe, are trying to do the same and raise that awareness and say, hey, this guy is just like me and you. He may be different, but at the end of the day, he wants to come walk through the mall, maybe grab something to eat, go buy a pair of sneakers, or pick up a toy, or just go for a walk. The same as the rest of us, and it's important that when you see, you know, anyone values that all of us do have, and support. Right? It's okay to say hi. It's okay to look at somebody that may be wheelchair bound. It's okay to see someone that's on the spectrum. You could take an extra second and look, as long as it's all love, right? Give them a hi, give them a smile, give them a hello, give them your name, right? And as long as it's appropriate to do so in that setting or environment, it's always welcomed. So um, very very important to realize.
Yeah, yeah, and thank you for touching on some other things too. And you've given terrific examples tonight. Help go up to people in the mall, go to ShopRite, go to your supermarket. Don't be intimidated because someone has special needs. Open up the eye. And I'm gonna say this too. More people need need to be exposed to special needs. I mean, more people. There needs to be more people like yourself, like Ron Dorsey, that have worked with special needs because people are they're like afraid.
Well, I think that the things that we're not too familiar with, and the people, experiences, environments that we're not too familiar with, I think you see that divide in a lot of walks of life, right? We hear a lot today about racism. We hear a lot today about discrimination against people with special needs, and really all different walks of life are feeling some type of pressure towards separation. And I think that the biggest thing is just try to learn something about somebody else, be it with special needs, be it of a different gender, a different race, a different religion. It doesn't matter what it is, right? At the end of the day, become familiar with people, and learn about that person, that individual, because Jacob, not only is he different from me, but he's different from the next person that has special needs. And not only that, um, I'm different from Jacob, but I'm different than the next person. So, but we can find common interest and still um support each other, because I know, like I said, when I was coming up with Jacob and learning about this population and kids with challenges and special needs, there's a lot of times where Jacob's smile alone and his that energy lifted me and supported me, when maybe I didn't think that I knew something, or if I was trying to help Jacob in a certain way, and he says, "Oh, well, let's do it this way," because he knows what was best for him at that moment, and that was something that I was maybe still trying to learn. So you can learn a lot off of these guys. I know I have. I know that I continue to do that every day, and and try to give that support back so they can learn something from me.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up too. You brought up a lot of very good points tonight, and and I'm gonna touch on this. Friends, I may have not seen him in 8 years. We may not have connected as frequently as we would have liked to. He moved away. I'm still here in New Jersey. It's okay. Things happen. But he's telling you, be open, teach someone, give back. So many life lessons you've heard tonight. Please, you've heard it from, and I'm being truthful. I'm being brutally honest. You've you've heard it from one of the best. So please
I appreciate
give
it.
to faces. If you feel like visiting some of the other organizations I've talked about this evening, please, you know the Field of Dreams is near and dear to my heart. You know Hoops for All in Margate, they need your help. You, you've heard it from the other organizations. You've heard it from Alyssa Sullivan, my co-host. Why giving back is so important. why her mission statement was so strong going into Miss New Jersey and why she's running for a fifth and final time. So she can give back to her community.
I agree, Jake. Service is everything.
Yeah, and please, friends, donate. Uh, uh, the numbers rolling the bottom of the screen. If you want more information, please visit www.faces4autism.org, Twitter, Instagram. There's a giving button on the Facebook page. If you have questions about anything, I'm now an administrator on the Facebook page. Please reach out to one of us. We'd be happy to help you. And Paul brought up a lot of good points tonight. Open your eyes. You never know what's going to be out there. And I'll leave you with this that I've said several times tonight too. If you walk a mile in my shoes, you never know what'll happen. Walk a mile in my shoes for a day, then you'll see what happens.
Limitless.
Yeah. So